The chip burned cold. It sat in Chen's hand, like a piece of metal stolen from the heart of a dead star small. Red and pulsing with a strange, slow light. His prosthetic fingers twitched again, reacting to the strange signal it gave off even. Before it touched his arm, Jun Kim stared at it. A job like this? It should have gone to a lab, a high-end technician working behind clean glass walls, not to a broke mechanic scraping in a half-broken garage at the edge of Hansong Outpost. But here he was. One unpaid rent away from sleeping in the scrapyard. With no fuel for his heater, no cash for proper meals, and a chip on his workbench that didn't look like anything built by humans. "You're not even listed in public tech databases, ... he whispered. The workshop smelled like machine oil, old metal, and burnt solder. Flickering neon lights hung from the ceiling, swaying gently with the wind outside. The place was cluttered. Broken prosthetic legs, half-assembled drone parts, and a mountain of old circuit boards were stacked against the wall like forgotten dreams. Across the room, a small repair bot named Taki, after a cat Jun had once owned, beeped at him. "Yeah, I know, Taki," Jun said, rubbing his eyes. "This is a bad idea, but bad ideas are all we have left." He hadn't asked too many questions when the woman showed up earlier that evening. She wore a gray coat and black gloves, her face hidden under a large hat and thick glasses. Her voice had been soft but firm. "We need someone who knows how to make things work, not explain how they work. And you're the best in this sector." She'd opened the box on his work table, just one thing inside. It's the red chip. Alien, advanced, possibly illegal. In return, 20,000 credits. Have now. Half after he installed it into his arm and sent. "Back the data." "No paperwork," she had added. "Don't tell anyone." She walked out before he could say no. The credits landed in his account 15 seconds later. So now Jun sat with the chip in one hand and a decision in the other. He flexed his prosthetic arm. It was an old unit, patched and rebuilt so many times that even the model number had long worn off. He'd lost the original arm during a mining accident 6 years ago, caught in a chain malfunction on an asteroid hauler. Most men would have died. He didn't. He took a breath, grabbed his tools, and got to work. The pain hit like lightning. One moment, he was guiding the chip into the neural slot inside his upper forearm. The next, a surge of fire exploded up his shoulder, into his brain and down his spine. He screamed a raw sound torn from his chest, his vision turning white. Then red, then black. He fell, hard. His head cracked against the floor. Then silence, then breathing. Jun gasped, clutching his chest, lying on the cold concrete. His body was soaked in sweat. His heart pounded like a drum. His left eye twitched, but his prosthetic arm felt alive, not just working, not just moving. Alive. He slowly sat up and looked at his hand. It moved smoothly, more fluid than ever before. When he touched the wall beside him, he felt it not just the pressure, but the texture, the grain of the paint, the chill of the metal underneath. This can't be real, ... he whispered. The upgrade was beyond anything he had ever imagined. The chip had somehow connected to every part of the prosthetic system motor control. Sensors, muscle feedback flawlessly. Even his own nerves felt stronger, more awake. He ran a dozen tests, precision, strength, better than a full-body exosuit. Reflex. Near instant, he picked up a screw from across the table without looking. He bent a steel rod in half with one hand. He used a micro-tool with the gentleness of a surgeon. This was impossible. Nothing Earth-made did this. No alien tech recovered from Proxima even came close. And yet, here it was, living inside his arm. But then the dreams began. That night, Jun fell asleep on his cot in the back of the garage. Taki had powered down near the charging wall, small eyes dim. Jen dreamed not of random thoughts or hazy memories, but vivid, perfect places, vast cities built from dark silver stone, red clouds, massive structures shaped like hands reaching up toward blue suns. He stood in a battlefield. It wore armor, but not made by humans. It was layered with glowing symbols and responded to his thoughts. Behind him, troops lined up, not soldiers, creatures, tall and cold-eyed. Alien, but loyal. He lifted his hand and ordered them forward. A war. A burning world. A voice inside his head, sharp, proud, and angry. They are weak. You are not. I commanded stars. You fix broken toys? Jun gasped and woke. His body was drenched in sweat. His arm, his prosthetic, was glowing faintly along the seams, and there was red dirt on his boots. He sat up fast. He hadn't left the garage. He knew he hadn't, but the red dust wasn't from Hanzun Outpost. It was from the dream, the battlefield. He stared at his arm. Who the hell are you? He whispered. No answer. Just the sound of Taki's systems booting up. He stood, trembling slightly. Something was inside the chip, not just code, not just tech. A mind. The voice came back the next night. Jun didn't dream of stars this time. He saw a throne made from bones, covered in symbols he couldn't read. Around it stood thousands of tall gray soldiers, silent, motionless, waiting at the center, sat. A figure with no face, cloaked in metal and red light. You installed me, the voice said. You gave me a body. Now I will take the rest. Jun woke with a sharp breath. His body felt cold, but the prosthetic arm was hot. It pulsed just once like a living heart. And in that moment, he knew something terrifying. He wasn't alone. Inside his own mind, the day was quiet. Too quiet. Jun sat at his workbench, hands shaking. He hadn't told anyone. Who would believe him that a dead alien warlord lived inside his arm? That the chip was more than technology, it was memory, will, consciousness? The voice had a name now. I was called Ralcoon, it said the moment Jun blinked. The red hand of Veltraxis. I burned 10 worlds. I crushed entire fleets. Are nothing mechanic. You fix scraps. I built empires. Jun clenched his teeth. You're just a chip in my arm, and yet I control it. The fingers of Chen's prosthetic hand moved on their own. Slowly, smoothly, like a snake testing the air. He grabbed the arm with his other hand and forced it down. You don't get to take this from me. Ralcoon laughed inside his mind, cold, confident. You think this body is yours? The garage lights flickered. Jun tried everything. Diagnostics, scanners, even tried to cut. Power to the chip. Nothing worked. When he opened the panel in his arm to remove it, the pain came again sharper this time. A warning. A threat. Remove. Me, the voice growled. And I'll kill us both. The lights exploded. Sparks flew. Taki let out a loud beep and shut down. Jun sat in the dark, breathing hard. He was trapped. Later that evening, Jun received a message. We've seen your data. The integration is complete. Payment delivered. Good work, Mr. Kim. He looked at the full account balance. 20,000 credits. All the problems he'd worried about, repairs, debt, could be solved in one swipe. But he didn't feel relieved. He felt like he'd made a deal with the devil. He messaged them back. What is this chip really? What was inside it? No reply came. That night the voice tried again. You have a strong mind, Jun Kim, too strong. The last host broke within. Ours you... resist. Jun sat on his cot, staring into the dark. I'm not a host. I'm not your soldier. You're not in control. Not yet. And then, without warning, his legs moved. He stood, walked. He tried to stop, but he couldn't. He marched across the garage, out into the open air. It was freezing. Thin wind carried dust across the empty street. Stop, he said out loud, but his mouth didn't move. He turned right. Then left. Then toward the transport center. That's when he saw the security drones. 2 of them flashing red. Unauthorized entry last night, one said. State your ID. Jun opened his mouth. I don't. The arm moved fast. 2. Fast, it shot out, grabbed the drone midair, crushed its sensor core, and threw it against a wall. The second drone fired. His body moved again, rolled, and punched the other drone so hard it broke into pieces. Then he froze, breathing fast, shaking. What? What did I just do? Reflex Ralcoon said inside his head. You feared death? I feared failure. I acted. You can't do that again, Jun whispered. You needed me. You'll need me again. Soon. He made it back to the garage. Locked every bolt, Taki beeped from the corner, barely online. Jun didn't speak for hours. He just sat in silence, staring at his hand. I should cut it off, he finally whispered. You won't, Ralcoon said calmly. Because I can make you powerful. Because deep down you like the strength, the speed, the control. Jen covered his ears. Shut up, you were dying before I came. Now you are something more. Jun slammed his fist into the wall. It left a hole. He stared at it the next morning. There was another message from the mysterious woman. There's been a break-in at the Central Archives. Military-grade security was bypassed. One survivor reported a redarmed figure disabling locks with thought-level control. Was it you? Jun stared at the message. No memory. No wounds. But he checked his boots again. Red dirt. He hadn't left. Had he? Or had Ralcoon used his body while he slept? That evening, Jun made a choice. He took the scanner the woman had left, set it to record, sat in front of it. My name's Jun Kim, he said. I installed the chip 3 nights ago. It is alien, but it's not just tech, it's a mind, a military mind. It calls itself Ralcoon. It wants control. He looked into the lens. I'm sending this out to every tech channel, every black market feed, every rebel net. If you've seen chips like this, destroy them before they use you like it's trying to use me. He stopped recording. Sent. The signal. Inside his head, the voice grew angry. You've made a mistake. Yeah, Jun said quietly. I make a lot of those. Then he turned, looked at the broken tools, the half-fixed drone bodies, the failed tech. I'm a mechanic, he said. That means I fix things, even when they're broken beyond hope. He opened a drawer, took out a plasma cutter. What are you doing? I'm giving you one last chance to get out. Before I remove you. Even if it kills me, you wouldn't. Jun smiled. Watch me.